Thank you. You know, the event that we have this afternoon, in as much as it might appear to be a simple one, is very important, and it is connected to education, something which Burnham was passionate about. He was keen to see that the people of Guyana, who had come out of a period of struggle and hardship, acquire the necessary skills in order to be able to take care of themselves and their family. And as such, one of the things he did when he had the opportunity was to enshrine in the Constitution of Guyana education as a fundamental right of every citizen. We at the Foundation believe that that is an important goal, and we are trying through various efforts, including the program that we are sponsoring here today, to try and ensure that that dream that he had of ensuring that all Guyanese had a chance to educate themselves and to develop into good, responsible citizens continue. One of the things he did, of course, was in an effort to ensure that young Guyanese were prepared to take the leadership roles that this country so badly needs, was to give us free education. And while that philosophy might not prevail today, at least one of his enduring legacies is the President's College. We might not be entirely happy with the condition of that institution, but I think we can take comfort in knowing that the purposes of that institution continue to be relevant today. And therefore, it is one of the things that continue to inspire us in believing that the program that we are sponsoring today would be something of value to our students. Even though not all of them might be going to President's College, we think the mere fact that they are able to continue and progress to a higher education is very, very important. So without further ado, I would like to remind you that today's event is designed to ensure that our kids of school age get the kind of support that they deserve as they attempt to advance their education through high school in the spirit of the purposes of the foundation, which is, of course, to promote, nurture, and develop the young Guyanese, young students of today. At this stage, I would like to invite all of us now to say the national pledge. So if you don't mind standing again, so that we can commit ourselves. Thank you. You want me to lead you? I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana, to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. Thank you. I would now like to invite Ms. Dion Frank.
Members of the table, His Worship may bring parents, special invitees, and mentees a pleasant afternoon to you all. My task is quite simple. It is to share with you what it is that we do with our young people and to provide parents and invitees an idea of the overview of the scheme. I am going to allow the person who's going to do the feature address to give you some of the history of the scheme. But just to know that the scheme is not something new. It is just being relaunched under a different umbrella. It focuses on youth development. Specific emphasis is placed on persons who would have just completed the National Grade 6 assessment and would have entered secondary schools. For a period of 5 years, the directorate of the scheme would be working with their young people and their parents to ensure that opportunities are provided for, one, the young people to have opportunities to realize their full potential, to support parents in their role. And I must say that I think all of us on the directorate would have shared the view that nurturing and caring for our young people is not just solely the responsibility of parents. I think that would be something that is synonymous with the saying that it takes a village to raise a child, in that we as members of community and citizens of Guyana share the responsibility, or the responsibilities rather, to ensure that our young people become productive citizens of this country. The system in itself, what it does is complement the school system. So the activities that mentees will be engaged in are aimed at supporting what they do at school. Now, the services are generally provided by volunteers, in that every member of the directorate is a volunteer, as well as our facilitators are all volunteers. With our facilitators, other resource persons, and mentors, we will be working to contribute to molding our mentees. The question will be asked, how it is that we plan to do this? Now, we plan to do this in a number of ways. Firstly, by working with our mentees, and secondly, working with the parents. So, activities that we are going to be engaging our young people in, what we consider to be activities aimed at enhancing or equipping them rather with general life skills. And when we talk about general life skills, we're talking about giving them the opportunity to be able to articulate the goals that they would want to achieve later in life, building their self-esteem, trying to enhance their self-confidence, and given the fact that they're at this period of life when they are now trying to establish their own identities, we are going to be working with them to help them to articulate what it is that they would like to. We would be working with them to help them to identify the characteristics that they would like to be described by. Is it what? a productive member of society, somebody who is trustworthy, somebody who is honest, somebody who is aware of his or her limitation. That's what we're going to be doing. Beyond the general life skill, and before I go there, this is of particular interest. Young people, they're at a juncture where negotiating relationships, as in determining what are good relationships or healthy relationships, quite important. So we are going to be supporting the mentees as they become young adults, because we do work with them after the completion of secondary school. And we're also going to be supporting them so that they can make wise and informed decisions. Supportive of the life skills that we're going to be imparting would be craft skills, where we provide opportunity for them to learn a skill, whether it is tie-dyeing, whether it is learning to make a particular craft item, or whether it is to teach them how to do certain things that they can do at home to support their parents. There is a strong emphasis on academic skills. We recognize the need that exists to support our young people as they try their utmost to ensure that they perform during their secondary years. It is not an easy task. For many, it would require extra lessons. We are cognizant of the fact that we can also provide a service in this area. So through facilitators, we would be helping to support them in the areas of academic skills. Personal development is also one of the key features of our program, in that we want our young people to be able to live a certain quality of life, one which reflects the ability to realize their basic human rights, as well as to be able to live a certain life of dignity. Now, it may sound as though our intention is just to keep them indoors, talking to them all along. But we recognize that there is more to just talking and imparting. For that reason, there are outdoor activities included in our program. For instance, there are educational tours, which we will be taking the mentees on. This is something that we have been doing over the years. And there is also an annual camp. Apart from that, opportunities are provided for career guidance and for mentees to have the opportunity to have a medical checkup and to see a dentist on an annual basis. Now, we are prepared in the mentorship scheme, that is the directorate is prepared to support our mentees whatever way possible. We recognize that they are not the only stakeholder, and for that reason, while engaging our mentees, we are going to be engaging our parents on an annual basis, monthly basis, in that through interaction, we may be able to facilitate parenting education. We know right now there is a debate going on as in whether we are going to spank the child or whether we should spank or not to spank. It's a personal value whether one chooses to or not to use a cane as a means of discipline. But we're also aware of the fact that the use of the cane is not the only form of discipline or the only measure instilling discipline. We will be providing parents with such skills so that they can better control the behavior of our mentees, they can better contribute to their holistic development and all in all ensure that they support what we're trying to do, that is to make them become productive citizens of this country. Parents, I'm saying to you, what the mentorship scheme requires of you is just your support to work with us. We are willing and prepared to work with you. I can safely say that the directorate consists of a group of caring persons who are willing and who you can depend on. And I will go further to say, do not be afraid to reach out to us. In some cases, I think there may be ideas that parents may have that they may want to share with the mentorship scheme. And we are open to that. And it is for that reason why on the directorate, it's a mixture, or a variety, I should say, of representation skill sets as well. So, for you parents, who your children are now coming into this scheme, we are going to be reaching out to you for representation from your group to join us on the directorate so that we will get your views, your active participation in some of the decisions that we are going to be making, which in the end are going to impact the lives of your children. I can go on and on about what we do, what we plan to do, but I think I would stop here. But before I go, just to give you the assurance that, as the motto says, promoting, nurturing, and caring for youth, that is what we plan to do and we are committed to do as a mentorship scheme. I thank you.
As we move to the next item, I would like to just take the opportunity to acknowledge the presence of His Worship, Hamilton Green, who is an honorary member of the Forbes Burnham Foundation. Thank you very much for being here, sir. I would now like to invite Ms. Kerry Abrams, who is a former graduate of our mentorship program. She's a former mentee. I would like to invite her to say a poem.
Good afternoon, everyone. My poem is entitled The Mentor by Jeff Bruce. It was written as an inspirational poem to his mentor back when he was in high school. So here it goes. I paused to stand and watch a man who would come to the road's divide. My wonder soared as I watched his stare slowly shift from side to side. He stood as if not noticing that many passed him by. They moved without a second glance down the road most traveled by. Then, as I watched, he stepped full stride toward the path of lesser wear, and soon he vanished from my view, round a bend into the snare. I soon looked like him, stood center road, faced with that daunting choice. My gaze down his road, causing fear, I quenched my inner voice. For miles I walked the crowded road, breathing dust from others' feet, until in despair I stopped and stood, my heart and soul deplete. I gazed about, still holding hope, the other path I seek. On yonder hill I saw him there, the man who mentored me. The path between us steep and rough, unforged with dangers there, yet still I left my path of friends, ignoring their bewares. I pressed through hardship, pain, and tear, o'er rocks, jagged and bent. In time I crashed limp on that path, my every resource spent. But then a warming touch I felt, a friendly voice I heard. It said, "Get up and tread this path." I rose without a word. And as I looked, I saw him there. He continued on his way. His only words as he walked on, "You're on the path, now stay." 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I chose it there. But looking back, perhaps as well, our memories now seem fair. Much time I spent on this beaten path, and what I learned immense. But I reached at last the other path, and it has still made all of the difference. Thank you.
Mr. Vincent Alexander to address you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. All protocols have already been observed. The task is mine this afternoon, as per program, to deliver what is called a feature address. May I alert you that I'm doing this as a substitute. The person originally identified, unfortunately due to ill health, was unable to make it, and therefore it became my task to do so in her stead. But that's the nature of the Burnham Foundation. The Burnham Foundation has the capacity to be able to rise to the occasion. And we do that, in fact, having been thought by the founder himself to, like a Boy Scout, always be prepared. Today the foundation is, in a sense, continuing a job that was started in 2001 by the Georgetown District of the People's National Congress Reform to have a mentorship scheme that addresses the needs of our young people, and I dare say equally the needs of our young parents. So it's not just the young people who we focus on, but we're also focusing on the young parents. I'll say a bit more about that later. It befits the Burnham Foundation to be the body that's doing this, because Lyndon Fox Sampson Burnham, in whose honor the foundation was established, was someone who cared a lot about young people and saw education as an important aspect of the development of young people. He himself was an educated person and used the education which he had to benefit the nation. And he saw education as a very important instrument in the development of individuals and in their liberation. It is therefore befitting the Fox Burnham Foundation that that foundation would keep the mantle of Burnham alive by having a scheme like this. And in so doing, one ought to remember a number of things that Burnham did for education and for young people. To the young people, they should bear in mind that from the very inception, Burnham said that education did not mean merely repeating things that were told to you. Education means more than that. Education is not about a recitation. It's not about going to school, being told something by the teacher, and being able to repeat what the teacher says to you. It's about being able to think, being able to use the knowledge which you have to deal with the job that you may find yourself in, or situations that you may find yourself in. And so it is very important for those young people who are today entering the scheme that they understand that the course of education that they have embarked on, because they're all now leaving primary, entering secondary school, is not just about going to school, remembering what was said, and passing exams. It's about learning to think, learning to solve problems, learning to address the issues of life. And in that regard, this scheme is very important. It's very important because of the state of education in our country. We have lots of people these days who are passing 17 subjects, 18 subjects at CXC. But I can tell you, from my vantage point at the university, many of them who passed those subjects must have passed them because they were engaged in simply memorizing. Because when they enter the university, some of them with the highest number of subjects are faced with the greatest number of problems handling university education. And that simply says to us that the system, the education system, in some regards, is failing our young people. And so the intention of this scheme, as has been articulated already by the chairperson of the scheme, is to complement the education system. To give these young people in the scheme an opportunity to know that education is not merely about passing exams. It's not merely about saying that you know this and you know that. It is about being able to acquire knowledge, to acquire skills, and to acquire competencies so that you can face the challenges of life. The challenges of life at the personal level. The challenges of life at the level of the job. The challenges of life at the community level. And the challenges of life at the national level. So many people today cannot face those challenges. And much of what we see happen on a daily basis, young people taken to violence as a solution to the problems of life, is a clear indication that they missed the boat in terms of taking in real education. And so they are incapable of applying their minds to the problems that confront them, and very often they resort to violence. We are hoping that by virtue of the exposure these young people will have, that they will bring a fresh approach to life in the country, a fresh approach to life in Guyana, and will become an example for others to follow, and therefore provide for some degree of transformation in our society. And in that regard, the scheme is intended to complement the education system, a system that's failing us. But the crisis is not only in the education system. The crisis also is in the family. We have lots of families that are single-parent families, no father in the home. We have lots of families that are almost adolescent families with young children themselves being the mothers and the fathers of children. And they are challenged in terms of their own knowledge, in terms of their own capacity to parent those children. And so this scheme intends to work with children as well, to complement, to supplement the work of the family, so that we can help the parents to understand what it is to parent. Parenting is not something automatic. Not because you're a biological mother or a biological father, automatically you have all the skills required to parent. Parenting itself requires the acquisition of skills. It requires a knowledge approach to deal with children. And ever so often today we see that there are parents who are not geared for the task of parenting. And so the scheme is intended to work with the parents in as much as we work with the children. Because the view is, if you work with the children and you don't work with the parents, then you may be creating a situation of conflict. You may be creating confusion in the lives of the children. The scheme tells them one thing and the parents tell them something else. We all need to be on the same page. And so in that regard, it's important that the parents understand that they too should be party to what is happening with their children. It's not for them to leave it to the group that invited them to send their child to deal with this matter. It is for them themselves to be equally involved. I have a sneaking suspicion that all the parents are not here today. And that suspicion underlines the problem we're trying to address. And therefore we're making the appeal, even if we have to come to the community to speak to those parents, let us do it. They need to understand the importance of parenting, the task of parenting. It's only through that our families will recover. It's only through that our nation will recover, because it's the families who make up the nation. So the scheme has this noble objective of working with the parents. And so in that regard, the mentorship scheme is one that reaches out to the children in the first instance, to parents equally, but it also reaches out to facilitators, people who are prepared to work with these children. Hopefully the scheme will be fun, but at the same time, serious fun. The children must be able to have fun, must be able to enjoy what we're doing, but at the same time, what we're doing must impact on them in a way that makes them good citizens. And as you hear later on in the day, the pledge that they will make as they join this scheme, you will see it's all about their own personal development, helping to hold their hands as they go through secondary school. So at the end of secondary school, we have good citizens, knowledgeable citizens, conscious citizens, citizens who know where they want to go in life because they've been given the opportunity through the scheme to see the way forward. And so, you young people, you are challenged here today to commit yourselves to this scheme, to take the scheme seriously, not to see it as an afternoon off from home, because what the scheme will do is to bring them out on Saturdays to work with them. But it's not a merely afternoon off from home. You know, Saturday is the day sometimes when your mom and your dad may ask you to do some housework. And so you may say, I'm going to mentorship scheme, Daddy or Mommy, therefore I can't do the housework today. It's not about that. It's about coming to a scheme that will even make you recognize how important it is to help your mom and help your dad with housework, because that's a part of your own growth and a part of your own development. So it's not a cop-out from doing what you have to do at home. It's supplementing and making you more conscious of what in fact you should be doing at home. The scheme is not charity. Our society, unfortunately, has fallen into a mode of what may be referred to as mendicancy. It's amazing how many children see it as routine to go about literally begging and getting into the psyche the idea that there's nothing wrong with begging, that it's a way of life. This scheme is about empowerment, making you to understand that there is so much you can do for yourself, and that God has given you talents that are intended to be used by you to do things for yourselves, rather than to become what so many young people today have become, mere beggars. A very shameful thing. if people have self-worth. A very shameful thing if people recognize what it is to be. And so hopefully coming through this scheme will help you to get that kind of self-worth, to develop that kind of self-esteem where you say, if you're going to help me, teach me to help myself rather than make me a dependent on you. That's what you children are being prepared for, to be able to do things for yourselves and not to see the aunt in America as a person who will send stuff for you and you will do nothing for yourself and say, I don't have to work. He's sending me a small piece from America. No, it's not about that. It's about, I have talents. And those talents are intended for me to use them, to be able to develop as a person and to make a contribution to my family, to my community, and to my country, and to the world at large. So the scheme is about transformation in a society where young people have lost their way. And you young people are getting the opportunity that many other young people will not get. There are many out there who do not have this opportunity. And so you're encouraged to grasp it with both hands and to make this period of your life, a period through secondary school, a very productive period, a period that will make you productive persons, good citizens, and you'll be able to look back 5 years from now, 6 years from now, and says it was worth the while that I joined that scheme, because that scheme helped make me a good person. And I can say that we already have a number of persons who in the past were part of this scheme who we are proud of. Some of them have gone on to complete even university education, and we will bring some of them to speak with you during the period while you're in the scheme, so you can see examples of the products a scheme like this can produce. You can see examples of persons you would like to emulate, to follow, and to be like. I would therefore like to take this opportunity to congratulate you young people for completing primary education, to wish you all the best as you go through your secondary education, and to encourage your parents to work with us as we work with you to make you better citizens. Thank you.
The scheme is looking forward to producing persons, because by the time you're done, you will no longer be just mere high school students. You will be well-developed persons. So we're looking forward for persons who would be coming forward with a new horizon in life. We're looking forward to persons who would be prepared not merely to complete their education or to look for work, but as the chairman said, to lead a family, to lead a community, to lead an organization, to lead a country, and to lead the world. So we are looking forward to a very successful program for you as you become independent-minded, as our chairman indicated. At this stage, I would like to inform you that we will see some of the talent that is available to us. And a dance will be performed by Miss Chevron Graves,
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart is torn in pieces. It's my offering. Take me to the king. Truth is I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray. hurt and abused. I can't pay what's left to do. Truth is I'm weak, no strength to cry, no tears to cry, even if I try. But still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and sing to you this song. Please take me to the King. Truth is, it's time to stop playing these games. We need a word for the people's pain. So Lord, speak right now. Let it fall like rain. Oh yeah, we're desperate. We're chasing after you. Oh, no rules, no religion. I've made my decision to run to you, the healer that I need. Take me to the King. Don't have much to bring. My heart's torn to pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and to sing to you this song. Take me to the glory in the way. We keep making mistakes. The glory's not for us, it's all for you. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn to pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone. I wanna gaze upon your glory. Sing to you. Sing to you. Take me to the King. Take me to the King.
One, two, three.
To be a kind, loving, and respectful young person, and an industrious and focused student. to be a good and faithful citizen with all, to make my community, what should you say, peaceful for the benefit of all guardians. I pledge to be successful and loyal guardians.
Hold on, just a second. Ms. Hooper?
Should it become pickle?
Your chum.
Intensidade. Or ali. My name is Jane Phillips. Crystal Montu. Tandy Joe. Shut up, Bob. Stefan Bob.
This afternoon has been a historic afternoon for some of us peers who are here. I want to commend the young people who are now in their second stage of education. Some people it might be the third because they will have gone from daycare into nursery and then primary and secondary. Now you have taken a very important step in life, and I want to commend you. You have heard that God has given you talents. We saw one of you display the talent this afternoon, the dancing. The fact that you are in secondary school and you are receiving an award indicates that you can develop further and become citizens of which we are very proud. So I would like to remind you that life is what we make of it. And when I say we, I mean you. You have to decide what you want to become in life. You have your parents' support. You have the support of your teachers who will be working with you. You have the support of your friends. And this organization, the Burnham Foundation, as well as the Mentorship program, we have also pledged to give you our support. We hope that you will make use of all these opportunities and be the best person you could be in life. You have heard one of the persons who passed through the mentorship program say a recitation. In her poem, she has indicated that one person was walking through life, and as he walked, he noticed different things. This is what you will be doing, walking through life. You will notice different things. You have challenges. Peers will try to get you to do things that you shouldn't do. Like I said before, life is what you make it. Make good use of all the opportunities that are given to you so that you don't have to look back with regret. So in giving you the charge today, I want to leave you with this little line. Life is what I make it. Right? We will change the you to I. Life is what I make it. So go and make your life something of which we all can be proud. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. Members of the head table, His Worship the Mayor, parents, students, members of the Board of Foundation, special guests. The time this afternoon is mine, a very simple one, to thank all those who contributed to making this afternoon a success. I would like to thank Spicy Dish for sponsorship of the banner, Austin's Bookstore, Mr. Dwayne Edwards, a member of the foundation, for the artwork of the booklets, the membership cards that the members, the students receive, and the program. I would like to thank the People's National Congress Reform PA Department for providing us with a PA system and video taping and the programs. I would like to thank the young lady that said the poem for us. Thank you very much, and please continue to keep up the good work. Also, our fine dancer, please continue to harness your skill and move from strength to strength with your talent. So, the board and staff of Critchlow Lady College for granting us the use of the facilities. Ms. Monica of the Georgetown District of the PXDR for working with us with the communicating with the students and parents and ensuring that we have full participation here this afternoon. Ms. Paul, our roving photographer, and keeping the Facebook page active with what's taking place this afternoon. Ms. Leslie with ushering and assistant. And to all the other members of the Burnham Foundation who, in one way or the other, contributed towards making this afternoon's activity a success. Thank you to the parents, thank you to the students. I would also like to thank the chairman of the Foundation for his contributions also towards this activity and the packages that the students received this afternoon. And if I forgot anyone, it's not by choice. But thank you, everyone.